Hello, my name is Philip Totaro. I'm the founder and CEO of market research firm IntelStor. Welcome to your weekly dose of truth to power. Truth to Power examines data driven insights for the energy sector with a focus on renewables. On this week's episode, I'm going to share some statistics on the renewable energy sector in the USA and how the industry can unite to fight the political opposition and protect this trillion-dollar industry. Collectively, the renewable energy sector is already a $1 trillion industry in the United States of America. The onshore wind energy sector has contributed $246 billion in capital costs to build onshore wind farms in the USA to date. The industry now spends $2.75 billion annually in onshore wind farm operations and maintenance costs. IntelStor projects that that will increase to more than $3 billion per year by 2030. More than $100 billion has been spent on factories to build wind turbine components in the USA, as well as improve port infrastructure to accommodate receiving imports in places such as Duluth, Minnesota, and Houston, Texas. Planned offshore wind infrastructure investments, including construction of new port facilities or upgrades to existing ones, as well as component manufacturing plants and vessel fabrication, were to have exceeded $300 billion. To date, less than $50 billion has been spent, and at least 5 different factories have been abandoned. That was primarily due to lack of demand, high interest rates, as well as more recently, governmental opposition. The Bureau of Ocean Energy Management auctions for future offshore wind lease areas would have actually generated $1.8 billion in revenue for the U.S. government, but that's now off the table with the formal cancellation of those tenders. The $300 billion solar industry and a $65 billion energy storage industry in the USA also continue to be jeopardized with laws and executive orders meant to wantonly and deliberately derail investment. Nationwide, wind and solar projects alone contribute about $3.5 billion annually in lease or easement payments directly to landowners or bolstering state and local tax coffers. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics still reports that wind turbine service technician is the most in-demand occupation in the entire United States of America, boasting a 60% growth rate between 2023 and 2033. The industry now needs more than 11,000 new wind turbine technicians per year just to operate, maintain, and extend the life of wind turbines. Solar PV installers are number 2 on the Bureau of Labor Statistics list of top occupations. With a 48% growth rate, they require 12,000 new installers per year. These jobs not only pay well, but they provide job security with a steady stream of demand for both installation and maintenance services under normal circumstances. Renewable energy capacity additions continue to set records as they outpace coal and natural gas powered installations consistently for the past 9 quarters in a row. And as far as the U.S. administration goes, you don't get to paint yourselves as pro-business when you actively destroy what has the potential to be a multi-trillion-dollar renewable energy industry, particularly when you do so by deceiving the public into thinking that more expensive forms of power generation are still the best way to go. If you really want a level playing field for energy technologies, then stop being in the business of picking winners and let capitalism work as it was intended. Either eliminate all subsidies for all technologies, including the permanent subsidies paid for by taxes on gas, or reinstate the wind and solar production tax credits and investment tax credits. Now, for those that don't understand or aren't familiar with it, those tax credits, since they were conceived of in the early 1990s, have launched more than $700 billion of capital investment in the United States, of which more than $270 billion has been foreign direct investment. If the changes to the PTC and ITC that were instigated by this new tax and budget bill that was passed on July 4th were left in place from the Biden era Inflation Reduction Act, they would have cost taxpayers $16.2 billion for onshore wind energy by 2035, $9.8 billion in investment tax credits for offshore wind and the associated transmission infrastructure, 12.4 billion in ITCs for solar, and 5.6 billion in ITCs for energy storage. Meanwhile, more than $180 billion in capital investments for new projects would have been unlocked by the commitment from the US government of the $44 billion in PTCs and ITCs to renewable energy that I just mentioned. Sadly, the industry has heard very little from several of the industry trade associations and lobby groups who are meant to represent our interests. While SEIA has been very vocal to protect the solar and storage industry's interests, wind energy groups have been reticent to proudly stand up and hold the US government accountable for their preposterous and damaging actions and fight for this industry. If fear of retaliation from the US government is even part of your thought process, then you have absolutely no place leading this industry, and you need to step aside and make way for the rest of us. We will ensure that this entire industry flourishes, not just the highest paying donors to our organizations. And we will fight to make certain that people hear our message loud and clear. The renewable energy sector will not let any administration in any country of the world stop or slow down this inevitable energy transition. I have personally spent the last 18 years in the renewable energy sector, and my pledge is to make sure that people are informed about who is causing the economic devastation and how we can unite and come together to overcome it. Thank you for joining me this week. I'm Philip Totaro, and this has been your weekly dose of truth to power. Follow us on IntelStor's YouTube channel as well as your favorite audio platforms. And visit www.intelstor.com to join more than 200,000 subscribers to our renewable energy data solutions. A full analysis of the renewable energy market in the United States is available to subscribers. And time is running out for you to register for the next Wind Summit event in Houston, Texas this October. Visit www.windsummit.org and join hundreds of your industry colleagues from companies like NextEra, EDPR, EDF, Pattern Energy, Clearway, Apex Clean Energy, and more. We hope to see you there.